Welcome to you again. In this short tutorial we'll learn how to add form to our website. Let's begin by inserting a form in our canvas. Click on the form icon or just drag and drop the icon onto the canvas. The default starting point is always a white background and a send button only. To this basic form we can now add our elements such as text input fields, drop-down menus, check boxes, and radio buttons. Added to this is the basic design elements such as shape, images, and texts. Using the Properties panel, on the right side of the canvas, we can easily adjust the fill, stroke, and shadow of each element in our form. In the Form tab on the right side menu panel, you can set your desirable settings of the form. You can add an email address to which you would like to send messages using this form. In addition, you'll receive these messages directly to your inbox located in your Eugen's dashboard. In the confirmation options, you can define where the confirmation message will show up after the user completes the form. You can choose message on page, which means that the confirmation message will show up on the same page and at the same position of the original box of your form. Then you can click the Edit Message on the Page button. In order to design a confirmation message, you can adjust the existing elements or insert new elements using the upper menus such as shape, images, and texts. As always, you can freely set the fill, stroke, and shadow of each of these elements using the Properties panel on your right. Another option you can choose from the confirmation options is the Redirect a Link. Use this option in order to redirect the user to specific confirmation page on your website or to an external URL address. In order to add fields to your form, select the form, then click on your desired field icon or just drag and drop the icon into your form box. Let's start with the text input. Each form element is composed of 3 sections: the label text, the field, and the error message. You can change the position of each section manually. Just drag the section into its new desired position. To modify the size of the sections manually, just use the bounding box anchor points to resize the box. Remember that when you're manipulating the size and position of each of the 3 sections of the element, all 3 remain in one group container. In order to design the label text section, click on it, and use the Properties panel on your right to adjust the fill, stroke, or shadow of the section. In order to design the text of the section, double-click on the text and use the text editor on the upper menu to set the desired parameters of size, color, and other. When you double-click the Field section, Field tab opens up on the Properties panel on your right side menu. You can decide the type of field your user will fill out: single line, multi-line, or password. Single line limits the user's reply to one line only. Multi-line is best when you want to type long messages. You can choose the kind of validation you want for your field, whether the user reply should be an email, phone number, date, or phone. For example, using the number validation will allow or reply composed of numbers only. And an error message will appear if the user types and letters instead. You can choose the design of the text that the user will type in, setting the font, size, and color. Passwords that the user had typed in will show up as asterisk signs for the user's privacy protection. The field space functions in finding the amount of pixels you want between the field and the inner type text. You can easily modify the default text of your field like that. To make sure the user fills out the particular field, use the Required Field option. If the field will be empty before C meaning of the entry, an error message will appear. Use the eye icon to show or hide the preview of the error message on your canvas so you can design and position it. The error message will only appear to the user in case of error in the user's replies. And again, as we saw the label text section component, you can design the bounding box of the error text and edit and design the text. The drop-down form element is made up of 3 sections as well: a label text section, a drop-down selection, and an error message section. Under the drop-down tab on the right side of the menu, you can set a name of each item that will appear on your drop-down list, delete or add a new one. To change the order of the appearance, move the cursors on the left of the field and drag it in the right position. Again, You can decide the font appearance and the list space, which sets the amount of space between each item in the drop-down list. When using the checkbox element, the checkbox tab opens on the right menu panel. Here you can set a name of each item, delete, or add a new item. To change the order of the appearance, locate the cursors on the left of the item and drag it into the right position. Marking an item as check in the checkbox tab will set automated check signs on its label. The user, when filling the form, can easily choose either to keep the item checked or unchecked. You can use the checkbox space feature in order to set the amount of space surrounding the text of an item. You can set the space for all sides together or each one separately. When adding radio buttons element and double-clicking the element, a radio tab panel opens on the right. Again, you can set up your element, name items, add or delete items, change the order of the appearance, define the font appearance, set the item's surrounding space, define required fields, and preview the error message as we saw before. In contrast to the multiple choice of the checkbox element, the radio buttons allow only one choice. As before, the user could easily change the radio button you've chosen as default. Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you have any questions, we are pleased to help.